For more on this, we now speak to Lehanda Rheeder, spokesperson for the Pitbull Federation of South Africa, and she joins us now via our video link. Lehanda, thank you so much for your time this evening. Firstly, very sad and tragic what is coming out from the Free State this evening. A 28-year-old mauled by 4 Pitbulls. What is your immediate reaction as the Pitbull Federation of South Africa?
Good evening to the viewers. The Pitbull Federation of South Africa is saddened by the incident, of course, and it's never nice to hear of anybody being bitten or mauled by a dog. But what is more important and what is more tragic for us at this stage is that the dogs are being labeled and mislabeled as American Pitbull Terriers when it is not necessarily the American Pitbull Terrier breed that was involved in these attacks. So we would first of all like to emphasize that one cannot just call any dog that has bitten or was involved in a biting or mauling incident, you cannot just call that a pit bull. Pit bulls need to be identified via a breed certification or a DNA profile. But other than that, we do condone bite and mauling incidents by our dogs and any other breed for that matter.
And one would say this is not the first incident we are seeing in the country, and more particularly even in Bloemfontein. It seems as if there is a trend when it comes to pit bulls in the Free State as a whole. I even remember as early as last year where we saw so many of these incidents coming out from that province. One would ask, why are people still allowed to keep these animals as pets?
Yes, that is a very big concern to us. We must remember that the American Pitbull Terrier is not the dog breed for every household. And that is the most important point that we need to remember and that we need to stress to the public and the community out there. If you own a power breed dog, such as the American Pitbull Terrier, you need to make sure that there's extra precautions in owning such a breed. There's extra responsibility on your shoulders as a pet owner when you own a power breed dog such as the American Pitbull Terrier. And that's why the Federation has stressed from the word go that we need stricter regulations, laws. We must definitely ask our municipalities to have a stricter look at the bylaws, because the municipalities play a very big role in keeping of dogs and cats in our communities, and they look after the bylaws, and those are very important when you start licensing people when they want to own a pit bull terrier, or when you want to breeding practices. Backyard breeding is a very big concern to us. People think you can breed with these dogs left, right, and center, and that is a huge problem for us in the industry. And that's why we sit with dogs out there that are not true to the type and the trade of the breed, and we sit with problems. Crossbreeding is a very big problem for the American Pit Bull.
And I was about to come to that. What would cause 4 dogs or 4 pit bulls to actually attack a 28-year-old woman? Or would you attribute this to what you are saying, crossbreeding?
That definitely plays a big role. It's not the only factor to take into account when you look at a bite or a mauling incident like recently happened. There are various factors. The breeding is definitely a large factor. Also, the housing conditions, the fact that there were 4 power breed dogs on one property is a very big concern. The average dog owner are not equipped to keep 4 power breeds on one property. You need to have specialized. You need to have special circumstances in your property. You need to have enough space. You need to be able to keep them apart so that they do not get into a situation when they can attack everybody, or where they can act as a pack together.
And when it comes to the regulations for pit bulls and owning such dangerous animals, one would ask, I mean, how far are we in terms of regulation? I mean, you speak about regulation and bylaws for municipalities, but as the Pit Bull Federation of South Africa, how far are you pushing to ensure that keeping an animal of this nature is actually regularized?
As the Pitbull Federation of South Africa, we are part of a joint task team that was formed by government in 2023 to work on the various issues with the problem that we are currently facing in South Africa with aggression between human and animals that we are seeing. So we are working closely with government to first of all help implement stricter regulations when it comes to owning these breeds, as well as the breeding practices. There's a DNA project on its way as we speak to first of all identify what do we call an American Pit Bull Terrier and what do we call a crossbreed. There's a lot of information available overseas, but there's very little available in the South African environment itself. So the government has launched that project. And then we need to focus on community education. The broader spectrum of the community out there do not realize what type of dog they own if they take on an American Pit Bull Terrier. It is not the type of dog that you can own to have an image or for youngsters to walk in the street. A power breed dog is a dog that needs specialized care and attention. You need very big responsibility that comes with owning an American Pit Bull Terrier or any power breed as such. So
and because
we are working with government to enforce stricter regulations. They are in the process of overlooking and redrafting some of the bylaws in various municipalities. We have given input on a lot of those municipality bylaws, and we're also working with government to improve the animal welfare regulations that are currently in place.
And because, Lehanda, because these pets seem to be so dangerous to communities, why not see a complete total ban of, the public even having them in their homes?
A total ban will not alleviate the problem that we are currently sitting with. When we look at the problems, when does a dog bite and when does a dog maul, those are mainly behavioral issues. It's not contained to one specific breed. That is part of the reason why the Federation has brought out a press release now recently, because there's mislabeling that every dog that bites is seen as a pit bull, and that is not true. There is a lot of crossbreeds, there's a lot of Dobermans, Rottweilers, Boer Bulls. There's a lot of breeds that are involved in dog bite incidents. It's not just the American Pit Bull Terrier or Pit Bull type dogs. And that is what the public needs to be educated on. First of all, how to treat these dogs and what you need to have, what you need to look at when you own such a dog. What does the community need to know if there is a member in the community that owns a dog like that? And if you look at the behavior of an American Pit Bull Terrier, it's not that different to any other dog. The only problem is when that dog bites, it can inflict massive damage.
All right,
that is the only problem.
All right, Lehanda, thank you so much for your time this evening and for that analysis and explanation. That is Lehanda Rheeder, spokesperson for the Pitbull Federation of South Africa.